Hi everyone, this is Tuplex. Welcome back to Bust a Rime. Since the last episode, I have done a second rocket launch. So I've now checked out both of these closest asteroids. They're both carbon asteroids. One of them has fullerene. Right, before we could only see these first three items and the other two were question marks. Since we investigated the planet with our rocket, we can see that we have abyssalite and fullerene. And this asteroid has diamond and isoresin. So the isoresin and fullerene are both useful to us because we can use fullerene to make supercoolant, which we're going to need to make liquid hydrogen. I think maybe I don't know if it's mandatory to have it for liquid oxygen. But let's take a look here. Supercoolant can go down to minus 271.2 degrees, which, if that's not absolute zero, it's very close to it. Liquid hydrogen freezes at 259. Or I'm sorry, it liquefies at minus 252. So we need supercoolant to make liquid hydrogen. Unless there's a way to do it that I'm not aware of, I don't think there's any other liquid in the game that will get cold enough and still stay liquid to liquefy hydrogen. And I can't think of any that will liquefy oxygen either. So that's why getting some fullerene is important. And then the isoresin we can use to make viscogel, which is really handy for making liquid locks and things like that. But the fullerene, I would say, is more important. So, because I've done 2 missions, I was able to get enough data packs to complete solid fuel combustion and hydrocarbon combustion research. So we can now switch over to using petroleum engines instead of steam engines. So that's why I've already disassembled my steam making apparatus over here. It's gone. I'm not going to use steam anymore. Something funny that came up in the comments. You remember how slowly it was going to make the steam from all this hot regolith up here. And somebody said, well, why don't you just put your steam making on these bunker tiles up top, because they get very hot from the regolith sitting on top, right? They're 260 degrees. And when I heard that, I remembered that, yeah, I did that before. That's what I did in the last series, and it worked very well. I don't know why I didn't think of it. It just didn't. It didn't pop into my mind. I should have done that. So thanks for the suggestion. I'll try to remember that very good idea the next time I make one of these rocket bases. So what I want to do now is I want to convert my primary rocket over, or my research vessel, let's say, over to use petroleum as fuel. And I also want to start building a second rocket with cargo bays so that I can start to harvest fullerene so that we can start to make some supercoolant. We'll need a decent amount of it in order to get liquid oxygen going. Liquid oxygen is also a good fuel, or a good oxidizer to use. It's the most efficient oxidizer to use even with petroleum engines. Because I don't have it yet, we'll start by using oxalate. But I think it takes twice as much oxygen to make the amount of oxalate that you need as it does to do it with liquid oxygen. So we do want to get into liquid oxygen as soon as we can, but we'll start by using oxalate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this research module, and I'm going to delete the steam engine. And once that's done, I'll also delete this platform, and because the new rocket is going to be a little bit longer. Now, one thing we'll see here is I've got a wristwatch and a strange brick that we brought back from our previous 2 missions. So I'd like to set those up in my base somewhere because they generate a lot of decor. Where do I need decor? I don't know. I think for now I'll just put them around here. My living quarters are already pretty heavily decorated. I've started to make individual bedrooms. This one's not assigned yet. Let's give this one to Ice Cube. Where is he? There we go. If you look at the room overlay, having a comfy bed and a private bedroom, single comfy bed, minimum 12 tiles, which is, well, I have 16 tiles here. That gives +2 morale versus the barracks which give +1 morale. So you get a +1 morale boost by giving each dupe their own private bedroom. Okay, and then I can get rid of this, and that'll give me the room I need to make one more. So I'm just going to slowly start converting over to private bedrooms for the dupes. And you need a decor item as well, so I'm just loading in a couple of paintings and a single bed. All right, so I'll just slowly upgrade these over time, and these spaces that used to have ranches, I'll start to use those as well for more bedrooms because I won't have enough space here for everybody. Another thing that I started to do was get some arbor trees going because I'd like to start ranching some poke shells so that I can use their shells to make lime. They need polluted dirt to eat. I do have some polluted dirt saved up, but it won't last forever. So I need a way to make more polluted dirt, and as far as I can tell, the best way is by having trees to produce wood, and then using that wood in an ethanol distiller. Which takes lumber and turns it into ethanol and generates quite a bit of polluted dirt. But I don't know if just naturally farming 7 or 8 arbor trees is going to give me enough wood to really do enough damage, you know. So I'm going to continue to develop this. I've never set up that process before, so I'm going to be kind of learning as I go through it. If any of you have suggestions for me in that regard, please do let me know. Okay, let's build some granite pedestals. Oh, you know what? I can I can deconstruct that food box. We don't need that anymore. All right, so I'll put a couple granite pedestals down here. And we can put one there. I still have these 2 little batteries. Jeez. We can get rid of all this. This is from way back in the day, when Bust A Rime was just getting started. Old school. Okay, and then we can use these pedestals to display our treasures from outer space. Yeah, so there's our strange brick. This one we can put our wristwatch. And we'll just start displaying our souvenirs around the base. They generate quite a lot of decor, so they're pretty useful to have. Alright, back to our rocket. I need to delete this. So I won't delete the whole thing. I'll leave a couple tiles so I can get across. And then once those are gone, then I'll delete what's left. So I'll do that, and then I'll just put priority 6 on the farther ones so that they do those. No, no. Now look at what you've done. They didn't do it the way they were supposed to. Okay, so on the new rocket, we are going to start with a petroleum engine down here on the bottom. All right, I'll just leave the ladder there. Actually, I think I might need... Yeah, I'm going to need a gantry over here to load the oxalite. This door kept locking on me, and I couldn't figure out why until I looked at the automation overlay. I had this automation wire going directly through it and didn't realize it, so I had to put a bridge there, and now it works properly. For the telescope, I've already telescoped everything all the way out to the temporal tear, so there's nothing more to research. But you still, one thing I learned, you can't just delete the telescope, because if you don't have a telescope, you can't access the star map, and you need that for your rockets. So that's an important lesson that I'm sure most of you already take for granted, but a guy like me who's still figuring this game out learned it the hard way. Aside from that, everything is coming along swimmingly. Okay, so the Petroleum rocket needs two things. It needs liquid fuel, which is going to come from, which is going to hold petroleum, and it needs oxidizer, which in this case is going to be solid oxidizer. So I'm going to put that, the solid oxidizer first. That is what is going to hold the oxalite. Now the solid oxidizer has to be loaded by hand, so for that we are going to need a gantry. So I'll build a gantry down here as well. And I'll power that just like I'm powering the one up above. And I'm going to connect it to the same automation wire as well, so that I can use one switch for both gantries. However, whoops, cancel that. There we go. The gantries take 1200 watts, so I don't want to run both gantries at the same time. So what I'm going to do is down here, I'm going to put a filter gate in between the first and the second, so that I can put a little delay so that they don't both try to open at the same time. Although, does it use power when it opens and closes? Okay, current load is 0. Let's see. Okay. And what about the other way? Okay, so... Oh, great. They're already loading oxalite. Okay, so in this case I need to go 20,000 kilometers. I've got 5 research modules So I actually only need 569 kilograms of oxidizer. So let's change that. And the dupes should come along and remove the excess for me. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Okay, I gotta be careful of that. So the other thing I want to have happen is I would like to have a delay on the red signal as well. So how can I do that? Once it's green, I want it to continue to stay green. Will a buffer gate do that for me? Yeah, I think it will. Yeah, so I need to put a buffer gate in parallel. And I think that'll give me a delay on the other end as well. All right, so 5 seconds. I don't know. I'll make it 10 seconds in both cases. Let's wait for this little bit of wire to get built. In the meantime, we can put our liquid fuel tank right there. That'll be for the petroleum. Yeah, we already took care of that, my friend. Thanks. Please build these wires as soon as you're ready. I even have steel right here waiting for you. All right, well, while we're waiting for that, let's get our petroleum piped in, shall we? Okay, lesson learned. I'm going to put a liquid bridge over the steel. That'll prevent the petroleum from heating up. And then from here to there, I will use insulated pipe. And ceramic is the best insulated pipe, as far as I know. So we'll make that ceramic. And before that starts flowing, okay, before that starts flowing, I'm going to set the limit on my fuel, which is 569. I don't want to overfill it. If you overfill it, then you end up wasting fuel. If you overfill one of the tanks, then you have to overfill the other one by the same amount. Otherwise, because the extra fuel will add weight, and then it just becomes difficult. So try to avoid overfilling. Okay, so let's test out this gantry again. Okay, now this time I'm going to switch to the automation overlay. Huh. Okay, so retracting works. Extending doesn't work. I think I need to use... I've seen this work somewhere. So the green signal, the filter gate works when it's green. Green always overrides red, so this is my problem. I think I need a NOT gate. Okay, I'll figure this out later on. Okay, well, that was easy. Rocket's loaded. Let's get an astronaut in there. We'll send M&M this time, since Latifah went on the second voyage. Let's go to this metallic asteroid. So we select the rocket, click the asteroid, and I'm hoping that this planet is going to have steel. This is the only metallic asteroid that I have. The last couple of games that I played, I had at least one asteroid that had steel, and I just essentially farmed steel over and over again from the same asteroid. But this is the only metallic asteroid that I've got now, and I don't know if it has steel or not. So I'm a little bit concerned about it. I'm going to set this as a number 9 priority. Okay, great. We're locked and loaded, so let's retract. Okay, the retract part works. It's just that, yeah, I need to figure that out. Okay, let's open the doors. I'll wait for these doors to finish opening so I don't overload anything. And then we'll launch mission number 3 with our Petroleum rocket this time. Okay. And we're off. Alright, and that voyage is going to take 5.5 cycles. So, during those 5.5 cycles, we can start to build another rocket. So, on the other rocket, to begin with, we're only going to need to go 10,000 kilometers. But this time, instead of research modules, I am going to have 2 cargo bays. Okay, and for that we can get by with 564 kilograms. But I think I might add... I'm going to add a second fuel module to give us some additional range. Okay, so in this case I'm going to have the capsule. I'm going to have 2 cargo bays, capsule, 2 cargo bays, 2 fuel tanks, 1 oxidizer tank, and then my engine. All right, so here, this is going to be the base of rocket number 2. So let's get that going. And then we'll have once again, we'll have a gantry to load our oxidizer. And we'll have a gantry for the pilot. I'll try to figure out the automation to that. How do I want to power those gantries? Yeah, right now I'm powering all the gantries and the doors on the same circuit. I wonder if it's a good idea to continue to do that. I think I can. Because we're not often using all these things at the same time. So I will continue to do that. If we have to split them up later because we're getting too many overloads, then I'll do it. Okay, and then I need an automation wire for my satellite. bridge, of course, to avoid the door. So we'll build that in first. And this is going to be powered by this other scanner. All right, so I think I'm going to have to cut a channel down here to run the other automation wire. And that means I'm going to need to cut this insulated tile. That's okay, I'll replace it with a screen door. And that should still contain the shovels, if there are any still in there. Speaking of shovels, we don't have any fuel problem, that's for sure. Oh, I'm going to need some ladder to get over here. There we go. Where did that water come from? Oh, well, let's start building the rocket. All right, petroleum engine. Yeah, right there. Okay, and then I'll run my petroleum pipe over here. And that's gonna come up here somewhere. Do I need to make the liquid bridge out of ceramic? I don't know. I guess I'll do that just to be safe. It will get hot in here when we're running multiple missions. Yeah, see, these tiles are a couple hundred degrees. The mesh tile doesn't heat up from the rockets. Mesh tiles will only change temperature when they're in contact with a gas or a liquid or a solid tile. They don't get hot. When they're in a vacuum, they don't get hot any other way. Okay, yeah, so we'll stick a pneumatic door right there. This side I'm fine. Okay, so for this bit of automation wire, that's lead, and then we're steel over here, right? Yeah, so I think the part underneath, I'm gonna make it out of steel. I don't think that lead wire is gonna survive. I'll make it all out of steel. All right, I'm gonna need a bridge, and then we'll go into that bridge. There. Okay. So this space scanner will monitor our other rocket. So let's re-enable that. Okay. So we got our engine, then the solid oxidizer. Is this right? I think this one could be up one more tile. I wish you could queue up multiple so that you don't have to wait for the last level to get built. All it does is take longer to build it. It doesn't really make it any more interesting or challenging. Oh, I did find some more, a few more geysers. I got a steam vent here that'll give me 2,500 degree steam. which I could probably use to make power and water. If I needed it, I can just have it vent into some steam engines. Although 2,500 degrees, I'd probably need to cool it down actually before I could run it into my steam engines. And then I have hot polluted oxygen down here, which I don't really know what to do with. This one, yeah, that one would probably have to be cooled down to use for power as well. Yeah, so I didn't really find anything that looked too useful at the moment. My petroleum reserves are nearly full. Well, I'm going to start using it more for the rockets, so that ought to keep my petroleum boiler running. Great. And I've overfueled once again. I need 593 kilograms to go 10,000 kilometers. All right. And then we'll do I need 2 liquid fuel tanks. Again, one at a time. There, and that'll feed into the second one. Oh, I can't reach that, can I? How am I going to get out there? I might have to partially deconstruct this rocket to get that line built. Or place a gantry. Yeah, I'm going to need a gantry. Alright, so I'll just build a gantry and then I'll delete it when we're done building over there. Yeah, here as well. I think I'm going to need to build some extra ladder sections. Why is that unreachable? Did I do this wrong? Why do I have 2 spaces here? I feel like I've done something wrong. Or is it just because... Yeah, so I got the tile and then 1, 2. Here I have the tile and then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and then the ladder. 1, and then the ladder. Okay. Well, I guess the gantry still works. I'll just add another ladder section. That kind of stinks, getting all asymmetrical like that. Let's see how we're doing. 2 more cycles. Looks like it's on the way back already. Let's hurry this along, folks. And let's see how we're doing on ceramic. Okay, looks like I've already made all the ceramic that I can. I need more clay. Ah, that reminds me. That might be... No, I was thinking maybe that's a way that I can make polluted dirt. But no, that's not going to help me. I saw a design where somebody was using polluted water off-gassing, you know, polluted oxygen coming from polluted water, and they were using that to run through a bunch of deodorizers to make clay. So we could use that to make clay. And I was, for some reason, I was thinking of polluted dirt, that could help me with polluted dirt, but you don't get polluted dirt from that process. You do get polluted dirt from sieves. Okay, let's get this set. So I need 593 kilograms total, so I can do that with the first tank. So I'll set this tank to 593, and then I'll set the second tank to hold 0. Right, so I'm actually going to... I'll just cut that connection for now, just so I don't accidentally add fuel to it. But then once we get to the point that we need more than 900 kilograms of fuel, then we'll fill this one and then use this to add more. Okay, but as of now, this rocket is fueled and ready to go to its first, you know, to those 10,000 kilometer destinations. Would you look at that? I can't make solid cargo bays yet. I need my other rocket to come back first so I can finish the research. Okay, well, let me pause it until he comes back. We'll see you in a few. Okay, rocket's back. And what I did this time is, as soon as it landed, I set the fuel to 0 on both of these so that it doesn't load anything until I'm ready. I also figured out how to fix the ladder situation. What I had to do was put the buffer gate in line with the filter gate. So now, when I extend the gantry, okay, I wait for the filter gate, and then it opens. And then when I close it, I wait for the buffer gate, and it closes. Just like that. Okay, so I'll let Eminem out for a while while we prepare for the next mission. What is going on here? Oh, okay. Why am I getting a green signal? Okay, I'm going to have to assign this one to the other rocket for now, so it keeps those doors closed. Let's dig that out of there. Okay, yeah, we didn't get any cool objects that time, but let's see what's there. No steel, but there is niobium, which we can use to make high temperature stuff. So that'll be useful. In fact, the niobium... I think the niobium is used to make thermium. Let me see here. Okay, well, it doesn't say what it's made of, but I think I can use niobium to make thermium. And in any case, the niobium itself has a high melting point, high thermal conductivity, low specific heat, and it has 500 degree overheat, plus 500 degree overheat temperature. So niobium, even by itself, is useful for building high temperature stuff. And I think you can use it to make thermium, which I think is pretty much like unmeltable. Okay, so let's send this guy to the next planet. Again, my goal here for this series is to send my research rocket to every single one of these places. Okay, so same amount of fuel as before, which was, let's see, yeah, 20,000 kilometers, 569 kilograms. So we'll set that to 569. We'll set this to 569. Okay. And then this one is set at 593, and this one I was going to set to 0, right? Okay, and then we just need to wait for our research to get done so that we can make the cargo base. Once I build a command capsule on this one, then I'll be able to assign the other scanner to this rocket. But it doesn't have, it's not assignable until you have a command capsule. That's what makes it a spaceship. Okay, in the meantime, let's look at our base. We're down to, looks like we're down to 5 critters now in total, so I can shut down one more ranch. I put some wheezeworts here because it's starting to get pretty warm inside the base. In fact, my heating loop is running at about 30 degrees now. So I ran some pipe outside to try to cool it down, but it's not really it's not really helping very much. I think I might need to just start replacing some of the insulated tile with regular tiles, especially like around the sides and the top where it's still cold, to help cool down the base a little bit. Because this is not helping a whole lot. I was trying to bring the water temperature down to help it cool the base, but it's this little loop here going through oxygen and stuff is not really getting rid of heat very effectively. I put some temp shift plates there, but like I said, it's not really helping a whole lot. And it's pretty warm in here, and that's what I was going to try to do initially, was to grow some of these arbor trees inside the base, but it was too hot. They wouldn't grow. Like this one here. Well, this one is growing now. I did put a temp shift plate behind this one, but they can only take up to 40 C, and then they won't grow anymore. So. How's our research coming along? Almost finished. We'll just have to wait till after bedtime. Is nobody assigned to this? Okay, let's assign this to Flavor Flav. And then we can delete that cot. So it looks like I'll be able to fit 3 of these on each of these floors. So I'll need 4 floors to do this. All right, so let's tear out this ranch. And I guess I'll tear out this one too. But I need to keep this conveyor rail. Actually, I think what I'll do is let's do it over here. I'll run this through the floor instead. There. And then I can delete all of that. Actually, I can delete all of this too, because I'm not doing Drecos anymore. Okay, so let's sweep all that up. And then let's build some beds. One, and then a space. And then a space. So that's 6. And 9. And then I'll still need a few more, right? Got 12. Well, yeah, and then I can convert this one over once I move some of these dupes out. Whoops. Let's see, select for buildings, and then I can remove these walls. We don't need a tiny little room like that. See what printables I've got. I guess I'll take the barbecue. And let's see. Yeah, now I can build my cargo base. Okay, so with that done, I can delete 6 more beds. Oh, sorry, buddy. Should probably wait till they're done sleeping. Wake them up in the middle of the night. I got a work order here for demolition. All right, and then we'll start to do cryofuel combustion. Let's see, I think this one's ready to launch now, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's load up M&M. And once we get both rockets done, I'll probably just leave those astronauts in the rocket full time. When they're in there, they don't have to be fed or use the bathroom or anything. The cargo bays are expensive. 1,000 kilograms of steel. Okay. So this one's ready to go. There always seems to be a meteor shower going on when I'm ready to launch my rockets. Oh, crud. I hit Control 3. Alright, I'm going to reset Control 1 to there. There's Control 3. Okay, so one more bed there. One more bed there. Okay, now I can delete 2 more. Actually, I can delete all of them now. And if a couple of them have to sleep on the floor for one night, it won't be the end of the world. Okay, and that that takes care of our bedroom upgrades. Just got to get all the dirt picked up. Okay, this one's ready to launch. And we're ready for one more cargo bay. Old Pluto 11, off you go. Make us proud. No, I don't want you to open. Well, I guess I don't have any choice right now, do I? It'll close again when the rocket gets out of range. Okay, and we're almost done with this one. All right, so the cargo bays we can empty with conveyors. So I'm going to put in some conveyor rail. I suppose it should be made of steel. And where do we want to send it all? It would probably be most convenient to dump it off over here by our access point. And I'm going to use two independent conveyors so that it goes faster. And I'm going to run them across the top here just so it's easier to build since I have ladders there. There. Of course, I've just made this part more difficult, haven't I? Hopefully I'll be able to reach all that. This one I might not be able to reach, but I can put that out, and then I should be able to get to everything. Okay, so it'll just dump everything out into a pile right here, and then the dupes can easily come up here and grab it and go back home if they need to take it home. Ah, okay. Time to build our capsule. Yeah, I think I made this gantry one tile lower than it should be. Oh. Huh. Interesting. I miscalculated the position of the bottom of this rocket. Okay, I'll wait till this rail gets built, and then I'll need to take out this section of ladder as well. Well, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I might need to move this gantry. I better do that. Gonna need to move that up by one tile. Not sure where I went wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I think it's... Aren't all these modules 5 tall? Which one's not 5 tall? No, I think this... 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess the research modules... Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5 tall. The research modules are 5 tall. This goes there. I think I made the mistake with this. Yeah. That should be there. I just lined it up with that bit of ladder there. That's actually a little bit, that's 1 tile too high. So that's where I goofed. Thank you. All right, now we can finish this off. Let's put a new gantry there. Yep, that's the proper spot. All right, and let's see what this gets named. The Neptune 3. I like it. Okay, so now we can assign this to the Neptune 3. And we can give the Neptune 3 its destination, which is going to be this carbon asteroid with the fullerene. And we can load in our astronaut. And then we should be ready to go. It's already fueled up. That 1 tile difference is really annoying. I don't really want to rebuild this whole thing, but maybe I'll do that when I'm offline and I don't have much else to do. Okay, and we also have to load another Atmo suit into there, which I already have made. I have an extra Atmo suit already built. Okay, there's the Atmo suit. Now we just need Queen Latifah to get up here. I think she's sleeping right now. Why do I still... Oh, okay. I have an unassigned bed because I have an astronaut still in space. Where are you? You know, I had this problem before where sometimes the astronaut just wouldn't come to the spaceship. And whenever that happened, what would fix it would just be to save the game and restart it. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to do that. I'll be right back. Okay, so I saved the game and reloaded it. Let's see if she goes up there now. What the heck? It says missing gantry. Does this... Oh, is this maybe... Do I have to move it over another tile, perhaps? All right, let's try that. Maybe, yeah, maybe I just have the gantry in the wrong position. Let's try moving it and see if that works. Let's see how our other guys are doing. Okay, halfway done. Okay, let's try this again. So this time we'll move it over by one more tile. Working away far from the living quarters is a bit of a drag. Lots of waiting around. New bedrooms are looking good though. And then I've got 2 ranches left that I can use for poke shells if I ever get to that point. I think I'm probably going to have to. Okay, back to work. There we go. Okay, yeah, I guess that was the problem because it doesn't say no gantry anymore. So now hopefully she will come up here toot sweet. Yes. Okay, awesome. All right, let's launch Neptune 3. We still have fuel, but the indicators don't seem to persist between saves. All right, bring us back some good stuff. Okay, and now we're down to 10 dupes in the colony. So, we're going to wait for these rockets to come back. I'm actually going to, I may need to launch multiple missions here. I think what I'm going to do before the next episode, I want to get enough supercoolant made that I can start to work on a liquefaction setup for oxygen and hydrogen. So between now and then, I will continue farming fullerene and perhaps some niobium and isoresin as well, depending on how things go. I will continue launching rocket missions, research missions to these other astral bodies, and then once I have enough supercoolant made to start to put together a liquefaction setup, then I'll come back and record an episode where we work on that. So until then, go watch my Factorio videos, and thanks a lot. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.